Yes, we are live. It is, of course, qualifying. Las Vegas, baby. Las Vegas Grand Prix. And I can tell you right now, it is currently 3:50 in the morning here in the UK. So I had the decision. What do you do? Do you stay up late and stream, or do you try and go to sleep, set an alarm, and get up out of bed? I went for the latter. So this is me rolling out of bed to get up early. I actually went to try to go to sleep about 10 o'clock for some sleep. Hey Shaitan, how you doing, my friend? Yes, this quali session is gonna be spicy. It's all about quali. It's a little bit wet. And actually, even Max Verstappen said, you don't want Vegas to be wet. It's already it's already a low grip, low downforce circuit. You don't really want it wet as well. So yeah, it's going to be spicy, very spicy. Hey, Mushroom Soup Band, 10:50, Tampa. You see, I said I'd do it. I said I'd be up. I said I would be live streaming. And I definitely will be. This is how it's going to work. So we've got live timings. Okay. We've had all sorts of issues with our live timings. We have found a workaround though. We have found a workaround for today. Okay. Yeah, we'll have all lap timings. But yes. Also rain. Shitan says also rain in Vegas. Who would have thought? Yeah. Expect a lot of red flags. It's gonna be, you know. I have a fear. You're right. The red flags. I remember where was it? I think it was. Oh, Baku. We were doing the a live stream. Or when I say I was doing a live stream for Baku, and there was 6 or 7 red flags in qualifying. Oh my god, that live stream, which was supposed to take an hour, took about 2.5 hours. It could be the same today. I mean, I think there's pretty much 100% likelihood of safety car here at Vegas or a red flag. We had a red flag incident yesterday, didn't we? In FP2, manhole cover gate. Because what they'd done is they'd screwed down the manhole covers, and then the ground effect on the cars was literally sucking, as it was going over the manhole, was literally sucking up the manhole. I mean, that's pretty. I mean, that's pretty impressive. Sucking up the manhole. Well, to be fair, the ground effect era, you can just see just how effective it is, being able to suck up a manhole cover. So anyway, so what they did was they'd actually use screws, and the screws weren't holding, so they went round doing some spot welds on the manhole covers. Yeah, so forgive me. I have had a few hours sleep. And you know, after qualifying, I actually do need to have another few hours sleep. So I'm not even having a coffee. I'm not even on the caffeine. Yeah, I agree. Shitam. This is going to be more about the drivers now. I'm expecting. I mean, this does sort the men from the boys, if you like. I think Max Verstappen. I'm still sticking with my predictions though. I still think Max Verstappen, P2, George Russell. I still think it's essentially Mercedes' best chance of winning the Grand Prix before the end of the season. Rain in the desert. That's what we've got here in Vegas. So George Russell was quickest in FP3. Max Verstappen. Alexander Albon. P3 in FP3. Isaac Hadjar was quick as well. P4. Lewis Hamilton P5. Piastri. And Norris really struggled. But this is the business end now, guys. We're at it. This is where we're going to see what they're made of. This is qualifying. This is Vegas. Are we going to see another Charles Leclerc pole? Are we going to see a masterclass from George Russell in that Mercedes, which does seem to love Las Vegas? Getting exciting now. Getting ready for Q1. Look out for red flags. Look out for difficult track conditions. If you are watching, let me know where you're watching from. Who is joining me at this ungodly hour in the UK of 4 o'clock in the morning? Okay, so Shatan's with me. Mushroom Soup Band's with me. I appreciate you guys. It's between George and Max pole here. Yeah, definitely. Shaitan said I picked him for pole for Russell. If anyone remembers the preview show, can everyone remember my prediction? Russell, P1. Max, P2. Lando, P3. Kimi Antonelli, P4. Leclerc, P5. Those are my race finishing position predictions. We're all sport. Thank you for joining us. We're all nice to have you with us. Are you ready? Qualifying starts in just 1 minute, 50 seconds time. We're at the business end. We're all the business end. Practice, honestly, you know, the free practice streams, they're always, do we actually learn anything? Well, we kind of do. But really, now we're at the business end. It's all about qualifying. Yeah, watch practice. Lewis going well. Pole. Pole, I mean, George, I can't see past George Russell. Well, I can. I think pole is between Max, Russell, Leclerc. I mean, this is a great track for Hamilton. It is a good track for Hamilton. I would just very much like to see Hamilton keeping pace with Leclerc. I don't want Leclerc to be 2 or 3 tenths ahead of him in qualifying, where all season haven't we seen Leclerc really? I mean, don't get me wrong, Leclerc is brilliant over 1 lap. He's brilliant. He's been brilliant in qualifying. I just don't want to see him out qualify Lewis again. Leclerc has got to grips with an SF25 more than Lewis at the moment. But here they are. They're lined up. God, the track does look very wet. I mean, it does change things. Yeah, the track looks very wet. So the Aston Martins are coming out on full wets. Not even the intermediates. It's chucking it down. Yeah, this is going to be interesting qualifying this. We might see even the Alpine, like Pierre Gasly, doing well. Yes, Wirral. It's super wet. I'm looking at it now. It is most drivers are on the intermediates, but Aston Martin have gone out on full wets. Hamilton's on intermediates. So you can see all the drivers. Everyone's on intermediates except the Aston Martin. Interesting. Hulkenberg, that is so true, Wirral. Oh wow, you're absolutely right. Hulkenberg. I'm here. Do you know what? I'm here for a good Hulkenberg qualifying. I am. I like it. I'd like to see the Hulk up there. I mean, he got into Q3, didn't he, in Sao Paulo? You're right. This is, you know, this is worth getting up for at 4 o'clock in the morning, because this is going to make an interesting grid. I'm sure of it. Literally anyone. You know, the top 5 could be really. You could be anyone. Could be Williams up in there. Verstappen. It's hard to look past Max Verstappen, though, isn't it? In the wet. I mean, he's brilliant. And Lewis Hamilton, brilliant in the wet. Brilliant in the wet. Yeah, Shaitan says same with Bortoletto. Yeah, others on Inters. Is Bortoletto on the wets? Let's have a look. Yes, he is. Wow. Okay, that's interesting. So you're absolutely right. So Bortoletto's out on the wets and the 2 Astons. We'll see whether that's a good decision in a minute. I wonder whether Bortoletto's accident in Sao Paulo has played a part in that. He had quite a big accident, didn't he, in the sprint race? Yeah, that's right. Well, yeah, tomorrow, it's another 4 a.m. for me. Yeah, 4 o'clock in the morning for the race. I'll be here though. I'm looking forward to it. I'll be streaming live 4 a.m. UK for the race, obviously. Won't miss it. But I'm interested to see whether... I mean, Fernando Alonso's a wily old fox. If he's gone out on the wets... Piastri's on... No, he's not, is he? Oh, he is! Piastri's out on the wets as well. Norris come out on the intermediates. Full wets. Interesting. Well... Not long till we'll get in the deltas. We're going to have all the track times. Obviously, we've got all the data as it come through. Let's see. Let's see who's made the right choice. Should they be on full wets? I mean, you'll see people coming back into change within about, you know, within a couple of laps. It does look wet, though. Wow. I mean, the Inters, I mean, to be honest, the Inters are very good at clearing the water off the road surface. It's full wets. We don't see full wets very often, but Hulkenberg's out on the full wets. Bortoletto's out on the full wets. Piastri. Oh, okay. Lawson, Gasly, Behrman, Ocon, Colapinto. We're going to find out. Stroll's doing a lap on the full wets right now. Fastest in the first sector, fastest in the second sector. Sliding all over the place. And I tell you who's good in the wet. Lance Stroll. I know a lot of people love to go Stroll bashing, as I call it. But Lance Stroll is quick in the wet. So Lance Stroll lost a lot of time in the third sector. He's gone P2. So a 2:04, and in the dry we were doing 1:33s. Big difference. So gone from 1:33s to 2 minutes, 2:04. That's how wet the track is. Okay, this is going to be a very exciting qualifying. You're in the right place. You know, as it had y'all going around in the special livery V-carb. He's had a little spin. So the intermediates are no good. Intermediates no good. Everyone's coming in for the full wets. Intermediates no good. So Aston Martin were correct. They were the first to choose the intermediate tyres, and they were right. Yeah, the intermediate's no good. My God, have you seen this weather? It's insane. Absolutely insane. Everyone's going to be on the wets. This is going to be a fascinating qualifying. You don't want to go anywhere. Yellow flag already out. 12 minutes left of Q1. Everybody coming in for the wets. Hadjar, yeah. Honestly, Wirral, everyone is going to be on the full wets. So we've got a qualifying session in terrible conditions, and this is all going to come down to skill of the driver. And got to remember, at Vegas, you got walls, so you get it wrong, you're in the wall. End of qualifying. Anybody could be on the front row, and you're right. People like Hulkenberg, even Pierre Gasly. Obviously, wet weather specialists like Max Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton. We really could see an interesting qualifying here. Lance Stroll, currently P1. Yeah, I think this is going to be all action. So at the moment, Verstappen's not, you've got Verstappen, Norris, Tsunoda, Colapinto, and Leclerc all down in the elimination zone. But everybody is on the track, and at the moment, you got Lance Stroll, P1. Can you imagine Lance Stroll getting his first pole? Can you imagine if Lance Stroll gets pole today? Because Lance Stroll is good in the wet. I mean, I know people love to bash Lance Stroll, but he is good. He is quick in the wet. Yeah, you're right, Chitan. We could be getting some shockers. Lance, he's not had a pole this year, though. Yeah, in Turkey. Yeah, 2020. Yeah, he's not had a pole position this year, though. But I'd like to see Lance getting a pole in the Aston. I think that because I'm always sticking up for Stroll in a lot of ways because he can't help who his dad is. But Lance Stroll, right, and just to be clear, looking at these current times, Lance Stroll is apart from he's 2 seconds, he's over 2 seconds quicker than anyone else apart from Alonso at the moment. So, let's see. Norris has gone P. Gasly again. I mentioned Gasly. Gasly's good in the wet, and in the Alpine. Can you imagine it? We're going to get we could get a topsy turvy grid here, and I'm here for it. It's good for the sport. I love a wet. I love a wet race. I like wet qualifying. I think it really is good for the sport because some of the greatest races I can remember were in the wet. It takes the advantage out of the car away and brings, and driver skill, driving on the, gravity, driving on the edge, really understanding like that car feel of it. It really does separate the drivers in a lot of ways. And if you're Lando Norris, leading a championship by whatever 20, how many points he had now? 30 points. Yeah, so he's 26 points. He's gonna be careful. The last thing Norris needs is to crash out in qualifying and be at the back of the grid. So will that affect his gravity? Oh, Gasly's gone P1. Behrman up there being brave. Oh, that Ferrari of Leclerc just looks a handful. Lawson up to P4. I'm here for it. Yeah, it's looking good. So Gasly currently at the top of currently P1. Behrman just a 10th. Alonso's gone fastest of all, 1:57. The times are dropping now. People getting to grips. Not to grips. Not getting any grip. We're getting to grips with these wet conditions, maybe. Oh, it's 4 a.m. I think I made the right decision. I went to sleep for a few hours before this. It was the right call. It's only 7 minutes. So in the minute in the elimination zone, we've got Ocon, Tsunoda, Piastri, Sainz, and Verstappen still not put a time on. So Verstappen's trying to get a clean bit of track, really, so we can put a lap in. He hasn't done it yet. Alonso, Russell. Yeah, I expected Russell to be. Ooh. Ocon sliding the back end of that Haas almost into the wall. Everyone's making mistakes. Turns 14. Yeah, 14 to 16. Just see, funny you should say that. Just seen Ocon go through 14-16 quick. Yeah, he's gone to P1. Final chicane's a nightmare. Yep. So Hamilton only managing P6 on that lap. Leclerc is really struggling out there in these conditions. I think Lando Norris has just been held up by Isaac Hadjar. No, he's gone P2. So you've got Ocon, Norris, Alonso, Russell, Antonelli. So you can see the elimination zone at the minute. You got Sainz, Verstappen, Leclerc, Piastri, and Tsunoda. All need to put a lap in. They need to get that banker lap in Q1. Stroll's gone P1. Fastest first sector of all. Sainz has gone P1. This is going to get juicy. The evolution of the track, I think it is getting slightly quicker. Sainz done a 1:55.6. It's a big difference, though, isn't it, to the dry times of 1:33s. Piastri. Piastri's put a time up there. P2. Yellow flag. I would have expected Hamilton to put a quicker time. Behrman's gone P3. Leclerc is going to have to find some space on this track and get it. He's on a lap now, but Gasly's off. He's had a spin. Has Gasly had a spin? Hamilton's gone P8. Just trying to see if Leclerc's going to put a bank of time in here. I mean, Norris has gone quicker again. He's gone up P2. Alonso's up there to P2. See, I'm expect this is good, great conditions for Alonso. Good in the wet. Good in the wet. Obviously, that wily old fox. Antonelli's gone quick. P5. P6. Albon. Sainz is P1. And this is a great track for Sainz. Hamilton's down P15. Leclerc's gone P10. It's getting close now. You got three. It is getting quicker and quicker. Slow speed corners are a problem. Verstappen. He's gone P1. That should put him safe. Obviously, going through to Q2. Hamilton's in danger at the moment. In P15, he is going to have to put in a quick. Going to find some time here. Because at the moment, Bortoleto, Gasly, Lawson, Tsunoda. Gasly's gone P3. Norris is improving here. Yeah, the track is improving. Obviously, it's getting quicker. So it's the timings now. Just guessing who's going to get their lap in. Verstappen, Sainz, Norris, Gasly. Hadjar's gone P4. I mean, God, seeing the Alpine up in the top 5 is crazy. I mean, that car is not good. 0 upgrades for about 6 races. Yeah, Hamilton's in danger. He has to find a... I think he's only going to get one more flying lap in. But it should be good to... But if he does get a clear... Leclerc's gone P1. Wow. The track's getting a second a lap quicker. Stroll's gone P1. Lance Stroll's gone P1. Ollie Behrman's hit the wall. Ollie Behrman's hit the wall. Yellow flag. So Hamilton, is he going to get a lap in? Yellow flag's out. Wow. Wow. So we've got Antonelli, Bortoleto, Colapinto, and Hamilton Snowder all in the elimination zone. This is not good. Can Hamilton get one quick lap in? Albon's in the wall. Alexander Albon is in the wall. That's another yellow flag. That's not good news for Hamilton. Hamilton's made it through. He does have one last chance for a lap. Wow. Wow. Hamilton just timed it. He made it through to get his lap in by half a second. Can he put a time in now because he is in the danger zone? Obviously, Albon. Albon eliminated Q2. But there are some quick times happening now. Sonoda. Sonoda is out. Q2. So Verstappen, safe. P2. Russell, P1. We just want to see. Gasly looks like he's safe. Through to Q2. Hulkenberg through to Q2. Hadjar through to Q2. I think Hulkenberg is improving. We just need to see Hamilton's deltas. Where is Hamilton? Hamilton's out. Wow. Wow. I'm so surprised. Pat Gasly goes P5. Hamilton, what a disaster. What a disaster. Out in Q2. Antonelli. That's a surprise. Well, you got Russell P1 at the moment and Antonelli going out P17. That is also a surprise. Yeah, you're right. Albon out. Antonelli out. Tsunoda out. Whoa. Yuki's not so much of a surprise, to be honest. But Alonso once again proving why he's here to fight. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing about Alonso. You see, this is why I'm surprised about Hamilton. You know, world champions like Alonso. Wet weather, wet tracks. He's in a car that's a midfield car. And what does he do? You know, he's up there, P3. Lance Stroll up there, P4. You can't, you got it. You credit, listen, let's have a look. Let's actually have a look at this. George Russell, brilliant. As expected for me. I'm expecting George to be quick. Verstappen, as expected. But both those Aston Martins, Alonso and Stroll, excellent. P3 and 4. Gasly, well done in the Alpine. Then you've got Piastri, Hulkenberg, Ocon, Leclerc, Lawson, Colapinto. Colapinto getting through to Q2. I mean, fair play. Then you got Sainz, Norris, Hadjar, Behrman. Albums putting that Williams in the wall. Antonelli out, Bortoleto out, Tsunoda. I mean, Hamilton dead last. On a wet race, sorry, on a wet track, there is no way I would have predicted Hamilton to be P20 dead last. No chance. I mean, this is, and really, that's a big disappointment for Hamilton. He's normally great in the wet. So I wonder what happened to Hamilton, because he did make it. He made it past through before the checker flag came down by half a second. So he did give himself one more lap. He must have just pushed too hard. We didn't get to see the coverage. He must have just pushed too hard, and he aborted his lap. But unfortunately, we did not get to see what happened with Hamilton. But I'm surprised. I am surprised. But are we ready? Are we getting excited for Q2? That's the thing. You know, Q2 is the one. I think that prediction-wise, Russell and Verstappen, P1, P2. Looking good. Looking good for my preview show predictions. I also Antonelli. We need to talk about Antonelli. That really, I know he's the rookie, but after the last two Grand Prix, he's shown such improvement in the Mercedes. And this is a good track for the Mercedes. But really, he's messed up there. You know, to go out in Q1 is not acceptable for the Mercedes. Definitely not acceptable for Hamilton. And it's not acceptable for Yuki. But I think the writing's on the wall for Yuki, isn't it? I think it's game over for him in Formula One. He's not going to get a drive. But congratulations to Pierre Gasly and the Alpines. Colapinto as well. It's you know, he's rarely through to Q2, isn't he? So we're just watching a little bit of footage of Lewis Hamilton where he's following Alexander Albon. Oh, and he gets it totally wrong. He hits the cone. I mean, Hamilton just hits a cone on... I couldn't see which corner it was, what turn it was. And I think the cone then ended up underneath the front of Hamilton's car, so he had to abandon his lap. Excuse me, excuse me. Yeah, it's a big Hamilton. It's a big surprise. Charles Leclerc turned 12, nearly lost it. He did well to hold on. Just looking at Charles Leclerc's car. Anthony Davidson showing us what happens to Charles Leclerc's car. I mean, it actually looked like it cut out. Had to do a restart. Luckily, with this hybrid era, these electrification in these cars now, you can actually restart the car if it stalls. But the Ferrari's looking like a bag of spanners, to be honest. It does not look good. So Ollie Behrman did put the Haas in the wall, but luckily held on to P15. So he will be out again in Q2. They're just a little bit of a repair. So the evolution of the track is going to get quicker. But it's looking for an exciting grid, isn't it? It is looking like it's going to be an exciting grid here. My prediction's looking good. Russell, Verstappen, P1, P2. The Aston Martins, it wouldn't be great for them to score points. The only thing is, though, if they do score good points here, they're eating into their wind tunnel time for 26. Obviously, the lower down you finish in the constructors, the more wind tunnel time you get to develop your car for 26. So, that's the payoff. Lando Norris making his way out. Everyone's on full wets. You too. Yeah, we're all. I know it's. I agree. Listen, I'm a Lewis fan as well. Like, I mean, I want him to do well. I get the feeling with Lewis is, and it is this nightmare Ferrari season. I think that Lewis is putting all of his eggs in the 2026 basket. I think he believes that they're going to bring a package where he can be competitive, and I think the end of this season can't come quick enough. Although this was an opportunity for Lewis, being so good in the wet, he's missed an opportunity here. I think we can agree on that. And if Leclerc goes on to put that Ferrari on the first couple of rows of the, for the Grand Prix, it'll just compound Lewis's misery. Because like the golden rule in Formula One is just you have to beat your teammate. It's what you get into. It's look at Lando Norris and Piastri. Even if you're in the best car, you got to beat your teammate. But yeah, we're on. It is a bit crap. Yeah, he won the sprint, didn't he, in China, Lewis, and it was and everyone's thinking, oh, this Lewis is cooking. He's gonna have a great season. But they were running the car at a very low ride height, which they could get away with in the sprint race because it's only 20 laps. So they didn't have the plant wear issue, and the car was pretty good, and Lewis did well. And then in the Grand Prix, unfortunately, then he gets. Then it all starts. That's when the ride height issue becomes A problem which has lasted all season. The car can't run at its optimum ride height and can complete a Grand Prix without it being illegal with the plank wear. I do think Lewis will be. I do think next season he'll be better. I think the car will be better. I think he's been able to do a lot more work in the simulator to help develop the car, for the feel of the car. He was in Maranello this week, and again, it was a funny week to be in Maranello after the John Elkann comments and all the drama that's been going on at Ferrari. But the news that came out, and it is a bit Ferrari brand PR, but the news that came out is that Lewis was really getting to grips with the 26 car, and the feedback he was giving to engineers was brilliant, very useful, and he was quick. So 26, I think there's going to be a big difference. But Q2 underway. Everyone's out on the wet, so I don't know if this track is going to evolve quick enough, like for the intermediates to, because if the intermediates work, then whoever if there's a chance in Q3 as the track dries out a little, that the intermediates come into play, well then obviously you're going to get quicker lap times. So keep an eye out for that. So your top 15 at the minute: Russell, Verstappen, Alonso, Stroll, Gasly, Piastri, Hulkenberg, Ocon, Leclerc, Lawson, Colapinto, Sainz, Norris, Hadjar, and Behrman. They're just pulling a lap round with Lando. I think you got to really try and keep them tires off the paint, right? The white lines under these conditions could be enough to kick the back end of the car out and make it unstable. So that long straight down the strip to turn 14 is catching people out. So Norris put 153.3. It's the first time we've seen in Q2. I mean, when you're watching from the cockpit view in the wet, you see just how tricky it is to see anything. So George Russell's put a time up, P2. Stroll, they're actually fairly close, 0.3 between them. Hadjar with 154. Verstappen's gone fifth fastest. So we've got Norris quickest of all, but Lance Stroll, he's up there mixing it with the boys, isn't he? He's up there. The Aston Martins really mixing it. I like. It's so nice to see. Because next season, get used to seeing those Aston Martins in the top. I'm telling you, that Adrian Newey design car for 2026. It's going to be up there. I promise you. The 2026 Aston Martin, powered by Honda, designed by Newey, driven by Alonso and Stroll. Stroll goes P1, just as we're talking about him. Leclerc's got the fastest first sector of anybody at the moment. Russell currently managed P3. Hadjar up to P4. I mean, Lance Stroll, his lap is half a second quicker than Lando Norris. You know, all of you Stroll bashers, I always say he's quick. He can be quick over a lap, Lance Stroll. Verstappen gone P1. Just 1.5 tenths quicker than Lance Stroll. Alonso's P3. Wow, Carlos Sainz P2. Good lap. Leclerc can only manage P5, P6. Piastri goes P1. Piastri pretty good in the wet. And also, obviously, Norris has got it all to lose now, hasn't he? He's you know, Piastri's the hunter. Norris is the hunted. Norris is, you know, 26 points ahead. You know, the worst situation that could happen for Norris would be to DNF in the race, or to even, you know, crash out in qualifying and have a nightmare and have Piastri qualify on the front row. It'd be good for the championship, though. You know, it'd be good for the neutral, wouldn't it? Lawson's gone P1. Stroll in the pit. Stroll has made the choice to go out on intermediates. Wow. Wow, brave. He's the first man to go out on the inters. Is it the right time? I mean, he's done the right thing. If he's going out on the inters to go out with 5 minutes left, that is the time to do it, to try and get some heat into those inters, to get them working for him. Is this a genius move? I mean, it's just, can he get the temperature into those inters? I mean, you have to gamble, right? I mean, Wonder if that's going to work. I don't know. It's a brave move from Aston Martin and Lance Stroll. Stick the inters on. Can he get the temperature in the next few minutes to put in a time? I mean, to be fair though, he was quick anyway. On the wets, he was quick enough to mix it up. You got Hadjar and Lawson now. Then Norris, Piastri. I mean, Lance Stroll is the only man out there on the inters. I'm very keen to see his sector times. Can he get some heat into those tyres? Hey, choosing music. Welcome. Good to have you in the chat, my friend. The business end of qualifying. It's the weather has made this fascinating today. We've already seen Hamilton out. Antonelli out in Q1. So Lance Stroll is the only driver out on the intermediates. Is this genius? Yeah, the weather's terrible. Terrible, bud. I mean, Lance Stroll's gone out on the intermediates. I'm here for the bold move. Everyone's on the wets apart from him. And if he manages to get some, if he can get the intermediates working, I mean, he's still trying to get. It's fascinating. This, I'm watching all the deltas, but it's like, can Lance? Oh, you think if it's raining tomorrow, the race is going to be cancelled? I think they'll race. I just think they'll race with wets on. I do. Choosing music. I think they'll race. The weather will have to be very. I mean, it'll have to be so bad. But they don't like to cancel races. I know that. They might make people wait an hour or two. Like they did in Spa. I mean, how long were we waiting when it was Spa? I mean, I was live streaming. And I think we had an hour and a half of just, we were all just chatting together, waiting for the Grand Prix to start. So the gamble for Stroll hasn't paid off yet. He's down in P11. So 1.5 minutes left for Q2. Stroll's going to have to try and find some pace on those intermediates because he's down in P11. He's in the elimination zone. So is Gasly. So is Ocon. So is Behrman. So is Colapinto. The wets do seem to be working. The track is getting quicker. Science down to the 151s now. Yeah, the manhole covers. They've actually started welding them down rather than screwing. Well, they screwed them down, but one of them, they had an issue with a manhole cover yesterday, and they've decided to weld them. Woo! Colapinto just kept it out of the wall there. "34 seconds left." Norris P1, Sainz P2, Russell, Verstappen P3, Russell P4, Alonso P5, Lawson P6, Leclerc P7, Hadjar P8, Piastri P9, Hulkenberg P10. In the elimination zone right now, you got Gasly, Stroll, Ocon, Behrman, Colapinto. Behrman trying to get his final time in. Everyone on their last lap for Q2 now. Let's see. Ocon and Behrman both out. Stroll, the intermediate gamble did not work. Hulkenberg again makes it through to Q3. So we've got Behrman out, Ocon out. George Russell goes fastest. So it's a shame. I mean, look, I respect Lance Stroll's gamble going for the intermediate tyre that early. It was the wrong move really, because Lance Stroll was actually mixing it up at the top there. We see Alonso's gone through to Q3 and P6. It was a gamble that didn't pay off. The only driver to choose the intermediates. Gasly's gone P7, which means Hulkenberg. It means Hulkenberg is out in Q2. Pierre Gasly, though, congratulations to Gasly, into Q3 in the Alpine. I mean, Gasly, honestly, when we talk about drivers this season who have overperformed their car, I mean, Gasly, honestly, he's gone under the radar, but Gasly has been so good. I mean, he has been so good this season in an Alpine car, which is so bad. Whenever there's been an opportunity for him really to score points, he has. And again, it's wet weather. It's an opportunity for the Alpine, for the disadvantage of the Alpine. You know, and he proves he's, you know, and he takes that opportunity and he puts the Alpine into Q3. Yeah, Shaitan. It was a weird time to gamble, wasn't it? I don't know why they did that, because Lance Stroll was matching Alonso for pace. So it was a strange gamble to put him out on the Inters. It wasn't like he was taking the gamble in Q3 to try and get pole, which would have been more sensible. If you're going to gamble, you know, gamble in Q3. But he could have just got through to Q3, couldn't he, with the wets? So yeah, it was a strange choice in my opinion to put the Inters on. Raceable's looking good. Yeah, I agree, Shaitan. So we've got Hadjar up in P2 and Lawson P6. Russell again, though. Let's just consider the consistency of Russell, right? You know, Russell again, timing his laps to perfection. He's gone P1 again. You know, when we... Yeah, exactly. Alonso gets his Aston Martin in Q3 again. But when we talk about Russell, you've also got to consider that what he's doing right now is showing us that he's able, under the most difficult conditions, to drag the performance out of the Mercedes, have the Mercedes on track at the right time in order to achieve the fastest times in each qualifying session. You know, you have to respect that. You know, George Russell's class act, and Mercedes have done everything right here. You know, to be fastest in Q1, fastest in Q2. It's a good track for Mercedes, as we know. So going into Q3, I think Russell's favourite. I do. I think Russell's favourite. But to get results like to see Gasly up in the first 4 rows, you know, excellent. You know, Aston Martin, Alonso. I mean, Leclerc was only P9 then, wasn't he? So we could get a quite a and Sainz as well. The the Williams up there as well. This is going to be a great grid for Vegas. The way things are going. Oh yeah, I agree. Piastri just sneaked through, and Mercedes still thinking of getting rid of Russell and gave him a short-term contract with performance clauses. Yeah, with performance clauses. So Russell says it's in his hands really for 27, but he has been. Toto Wolff has really disrespected George Russell, and he doesn't deserve it. George Russell's a great driver, and there was no one better for Mercedes. But George Russell, top three driver of drivers on the grid at the moment. I think it's Verstappen, Leclerc, and George for me. Top three. All in their prime, really. Late 20s, good experience, consistency strong, solid, rarely make mistakes. Rarely. They do. Obviously, everyone can make a mistake, but rarely make any big howlers. So they were just discussing that Carlos Sainz may be getting a penalty for interfering with Lance Stroll's lap. Basically, Sainz had an off, didn't hit the wall or anything, but rejoined the race circuit when Lance was on a hot lap in Q2. So some sort of penalty will be coming Carlos's way. Ha! Thanks for asking, choosing music. Yeah, I am a little tired. A little tired. Yeah. Yeah, feel so. Basically, what I went for I'll tell you my strategy. So it's nearly 5 o'clock now. I went for my strategy. I decided to sleep. I tried to go to bed about 10 to sleep through. I missed FP3 as well in order to get some sleep to be able to come on to the for qualifying. So I had a few hours. So Lewis Hamilton's talking. Let's see what he's got to say. Hamilton saying he was under red flag. So Lewis Hamilton said it was a red flag condition. Wow. He looks very annoyed by that. Of course he is. To be dead last, yeah, Hamilton is very, very angry right now. So Q3, it's a business end. If you have just joined us, welcome. Tell me where you're watching from. This is it. Q3, business end. This is going to be a very exciting grid. We've got, Hadjar, Sainz, Norris, Verstappen, Lawson, Gasly, Alonso, Leclerc, Piastri, and Russell all fighting it out in this shootout. And terrible, terrible track conditions. All drivers on the wets. No, they're not. All drivers on the intermediates. So all drivers on the intermediates for this session. Interesting. Oh, Shaitan, interesting update here. from a few minutes ago by the FA, Mercedes apparently still had not submitted the setup sheets for both of their cars. What? That's crazy. I wonder why that is. I mean, they need to. Yeah. That's not good. I mean, really, all cars now are out on inters. With any one of these cars under any one of these drivers under these conditions could get pole. You know, imagine an Alpine pole, Gasly. So they'll probably, the maximum they're going to get 5 laps, right? Track's getting quicker and quicker. The intermediates, there's no guarantee the intermediates are going to be quicker than the wets right now. It's whether they can get temperature into those tires. 8 minutes to see how this shakes out. It's this is the business end. Okay, this is an important note, as this is not in compliance with the SR Article 40.1 of the 2025 F1 Sporting Regulations. I'm referring this matter to the stewards for their consideration. Wow. Oh, you imagine if you know, you're Russell, you put it on pole and there's some sort of issue, some sort of penalty coming your way because of not getting your setup sheets in time. Well, you know, the Racing Bulls are looking good at the minute. We could get a Hadjar pole here. But Liam Lawson again showing why he is the right choice to retain that Racing Bull seat, and for Yuki to, you know, to gracefully bow out. I mean, Yuki knows the writing's on the wall. He's had a terrible qualifying again. Out in Q1. Not good enough. Just behind him, and where is the braking zone for Charles Leclerc at the end of the Las Vegas Strip? He's 100 meters later than he was on the wet side. So maybe needed about 80 meters later. Yeah, maybe you should have said that. Maybe just as we got round. Yeah, sorry, but I was stating facts. The problem with it, but the problem is that they're braking so early, it's very difficult to judge where the... Yeah, these inters are looking quicker, obviously, than the wets. Track's getting quicker, getting drier. Norris, they're in the 149s now. Yeah, look at this. Honestly, it's just whoever's going to get the lap in at the end of the qualifying session, who is going to time. They need to time this perfectly. Keep the heat in the tires, and it's whoever's it's going to be so exciting. It's whoever gets the latest lap, I think. Carlos Sainz looks like he's in trouble for that Q1 situation where he rejoined the track and interfered with Lance Stroll's lap. Looks like there's going to be a penalty, which is a shame because Carlos Sainz, he's had such a good qualifying session. It'll be a shame if he gets a penalty. But I think he will. He's been called to the stewards after qualifying to explain himself. I don't think he's going to get away with no penalty. So we've got Piastri, Sainz, Norris, Lawson, Russell, Verstappen, Alonso, Hadjar, Leclerc, and Gasly. And honestly, in these conditions and the way the track's evolving so quickly, any one of those drivers could get pole.
Just the best way. Stay on the 1/7 tires. I think that's the best option. You can feel the track changing as well. You come into the pits, it's a bit of extra time. It's very difficult to have a good feel of the direction the track is going. It's definitely drying, and there's corners that are giving them a lot more grip and confidence. Yeah, drivers like Norris and Piastri talk about push.
4 minutes left. Piastri still up top. Sainz, Lawson, Norris, Hadjar. I mean, you know Lawson, rookie, Hadjar, rookie. The way they've performed, both of them this season, has been quite phenomenal. Lawson having to deal with the upset of only getting a couple of races in the Red Bull and then being dropped back down to Racing Bulls. That could ruin a driver. But Lawson, you know, he's got that mentality, hasn't he? He has got that mentality to come back. And he has come back with strong performances, really matching Hadjar, who arguably has been rookie of the season. Between him and Behrman for me. Yeah, I'd say, yeah. What about you? Who do you think's been rookie of the season? I'm going to talk about this tomorrow in the Grand Prix, actually. We might do a little poll. Have a little rookie of the season poll. But right now, there's only 3 minutes left of this session. I think also, big round of applause to me for staying awake. This is these time differences are killer. Piastri, Norris finds a quicker lap. Leclerc can only manage P6. What? Keep an eye out on Russell. Yeah, this order will change, and it will change repeatedly over the next 2 minutes. The track is just getting quicker and quicker. Yeah, Russell losing time there. It was turn 13? Not quite found the pace comparatively to the other drivers that he did in Q2. So, turn 16, we saw Russell nearly losing it. So we've got the McLarens at the top. Norris, Piastri, Verstappen, Sainz. That's a hell of a drive from Sainz today. Lawson, Leclerc, Russell, Hadjar, Alonso, Gasly. "40 seconds left. Norris's time is looking pretty good. To be honest, he's 6/10 quicker than Piastri. Okay, 10 seconds left of time. Let's see. Lawson's gone P3. Sainz has gone P1. Sainz is provisional pole. Verstappen. Verstappen's now provisional pole. Wow. Carlos Sainz, P2. Norris is on a lap. Wow, there's some quick laps still on track. Lando Norris is fastest in the first sector, the second sector. Norris, P3. Wow. Russell, P4. Yeah, so there you go. Mighty Max. Mighty Max Verstappen. So it's a pole position. Pole position for your race is... No! It's Norris! Norris takes it. Norris nicks it. Oh my gosh. Lando Norris takes pole position. From Verstappen. So we got Norris P1, Verstappen P2, Sainz P3, Russell P4, Piastri P5, Lawson P6. Good drive from Lawson. Alonso P7. I mean, this is good news for Racing Bulls. 8 P8 Hadjar, P9 Leclerc. He won't be too pleased with that. And Gasly P10. I mean, Lando Norris pole position. Wow, just took it at the end. And Carlos Sainz. I mean, that is a drive, and that is a great drive to put that Williams P3. What a drive! Great lap from Lando. Max got the best out of the Red Bull. Sainz delivers again. Shaitan, you're literally writing it for me. It's perfect. And Leclerc fumbled the bag. Yeah, that Ferrari has not looked good, has it? But wow. I'm excited for tomorrow. Well, for tomorrow, though. I'm excited for the race. That's a great grid, isn't it? It's a grid we haven't seen very often. Okay, Norris P1, of course, but to have Carlos Sainz up there and to have, you know, Lawson, Alonso, Hadjar, Gasly all in the top 10 is really good news. Great for the sport, that. Yeah, Shaitan, Alonso to split those Racing Bulls, given the weekend he's had so far. He'll take that. I agree. I think that's a good result for Aston Martin. I think they made an error. I think you're right, though, to send Lance Stroll out on the Inters in Q2 was a mistake, right? It was a mistake. They shouldn't have done that. They could have got him through to Q3, and then, you know, we might have seen something different. So yeah, I think Aston Martin made an error there. Whose call was it? Was it Lance Stroll's call, or was it from the pit wall? We don't know. But yeah, that was a mistake from Aston Martin. They could have put themselves in a better position. Oh, well, that's a whole different can of worms, Shaitan, isn't it? Should Ferrari have got rid of Carlos Sainz? You know, and there's a lot of people that think that was a silly thing to do from Ferrari. But here's the thing. Could we see Carlos Sainz back in a Ferrari? That's the real question. And I would say, yeah. Choosy Music says, you don't want to know Las Vegas merch prices. I bet they are ridiculously expensive. Yeah. I would, you know, but it is one Grand Prix I would like to go to live, though. I think Vegas will put on. It's a big show, isn't it? You know, Vegas. If you're going to go and watch a Grand Prix with your pals, I think Vegas is a good one to go and watch. I am very interested to know what the stewards say to Carlos Sainz about the Q1 incident where he did rejoin the racetrack in really was dangerous fashion, actually. And he did interfere with the Aston Martin lap. Wow, 275 a jacket, 75 a hat, 130 a t-shirt. Bloody hell. That's not cheap, is it? Wow. Shaitan says, this is not me throwing shade on Hamilton. I had high respect towards Lewis, but Ferrari spends so much money on Lewis, but not on the development of the car. Yeah, well, they're limited to what they can spend on the car because of the cost cap, where they're not limited to how much they pay their drivers. You can pay your drivers anything you like, but development of the car has to come out of the cost cap, which is this year was $135 million. Next year is $215 million. Yeah, Mercedes. We need to see what's going on with that. Why have they not got their setup sheets into the stewards? Surely someone's going to be, banging on their door for that. But yeah, I think it'd be such a shame for Carlos Sainz to get a penalty or grid penalty for that incident after such a brilliant performance in qualifying. And it's nice to see a Williams in the top 10, or in this case, in the top 5, top 3 even. So yeah, I'm hopeful that the penalty is not going to be too severe, but it could be a 5-place grid penalty. Shaitan says, yeah, to me, Sainz is still good enough to stay with Ferrari right now. He's trying to show that Ferrari made the wrong decision. Yeah, I mean, Sainz, I always thought he was good enough to stay with Ferrari. I think we might see him back there. I could see Sainz back at Ferrari for sure. For sure. But Lando, continuing his consistency that we've seen over the last few Grand Prix. He's doing a good job, isn't he? I mean, you can't deny that. Lando Norris is doing a good job. His consistency's there. He's qualifying well. He's dominating the races. He's doing well. Yeah, Carlos Sainz. I'm trying to wait to see what he says. They're selling a helmet for $4,000 signed. Wow. I think Sainz is going to commit with Williams. He may go back to Ferrari. This is off from Shaitan. But given how the way they replaced him, I still wonder the bitterness is still there in him. I was reading an article that said just this week that Carlos Sainz would welcome a return to Ferrari, but that's really the only team he'd consider going to from Williams. But I do think Williams have got a chance next season with that Mercedes power unit. I do. And I do think that Sainz has shown his qualities at times. And early on in the season, Alexander Albon was just taking Sainz to school, wasn't he? He was on the head-to-head. Albon was winning every Grand Prix. But now, since I want to say since Baku, I think it was really that Carlos Sainz has really turned things around. So yeah, it's great to see Carlos Sainz and doing well today in the Williams, and I think Williams have got a chance next season of improving. Since Vols has taken over, Williams has improved. It's gone from P9 to P5. Next season, they could be even better, because we all remember Williams from back in the day, don't we? Remember the championship winning Williams with Adrian Newey designing the cars, Nigel Mansell winning a championship, Damon Hill winning a championship, Alain Prost, Jacques Villeneuve. Good times. Okay, well, I am going to. It's 5 a.m. It's 5:20 here in the UK in the morning. I do need to try and get some rest before I collapse. So thank you so much for joining me on the live stream. I will be streaming again, obviously, for the race. 4 o'clock in the morning, baby. Sunday morning for me. Hopefully, some of you will be able to join in along with me then. Thanks so much for watching. Hats off to Carlos Sainz, P3. Time will tell whether he will receive a penalty. We'll be talking about that during the race stream at 4 a.m. UK time, Sunday morning. But for now, do enjoy the rest of your Saturday.